So this is just a continuation of the last problem. The actual question is, right after the rocket is launched, what is the velocity in each axis? So we can predict the answer. We can say that whether it'll be positive or negative, because if we drew a temporary graph on our little picture, the x part, it has to be positive, and the y part, it has to be positive, just because it's on the y part of the x-axis. So we know that this will be positive. The next thing is sig figs. It's going to be 3 sig figs because that's what everything uses. Final thing, it says velocity, so it's going to be in meters per second. So right after the rocket launch, that means that time will be 0. So we need the x and y component for velocity. So which one would give us x and y? So out of all these equations we look, so position equals x and y. Thing is, it says position, so that's not what we want. We want velocity. We check here, it's acceleration, still not velocity. Finally, we get here and we see velocity formula. But we need the components. How can this give us the components? Well, we see I hat and j hat, and all that means is x and y. I hat means, and that's just what it's called. This is called I hat. I hat is representative of the x-axis. It's telling you that this is an x-axis. And the j hat, that's telling you that this is in the y-axis. So after we have that, now we can find velocity, because they want the components, they want the x and y, and this gives us x and y. So now all we do, and since we know B and D, all we have to do is just plug in. So I just rewrote everything I know. This is just everything I know. I rewrote the equation, because this is the equation we need. I plugged in time, which is 0, time is 0, and then I didn't even write the b, the constants. B is anything multiplied by 0 is just 0, and then the sig figs here actually it doesn't really matter because since it's 0, like it's just 0. It doesn't need sig figs. Once again, I hat and j hat just tell you the direction, so we know that the x component is going to be I hat. And the y direction is going to be j hat. And finally, the units will be meters per second because the question asked for velocity. So I hope that helped, and thanks for watching.